With this accusation, Maurice Kamto might be arrested again by the CPDM. He accused the government, the CPDM, ELECAM, the national police for issuing a fake national identity card and voter card to foreigners who are residing in Cameroon so that they will vote during presidential election come this October 2025. He published this accusation on his Facebook page yesterday, February 27, 2025. And we are going to go through it because I was thinking about it, whether throughout that letter there is an evidence that Maurice Kamto is having or mentioned in there that maybe the court caught somebody with who is a foreign national with this with national identity card, or some local elite with some a voter card belonging to foreign national. I did not see it there, whether he is having it and does not want to prove it now, or Maurice Kamto is just trying to create a tension within Cameroonians so that when he will call out people to stand against the CPDM, when his name would not be there on the list of those running for the upcoming presidential election, or when President Bobia will win again, Cameroonians will rally behind him because of electoral fraud or believe in the electoral fraud. So we are going to talk about it today. But if this is our first time joining TFA Talking Point, subscribe to our channel and follow TFA Talking Point. Share the videos, because all we are trying to do is to create a lasting solution to problem plaguing Cameroon. So going into that letter, I'm going to read some portion of the letter for you. But if you want to read all the letter, you go to his Facebook page and you are going to read it there. It says, declaration warning against the interference of foreign nationals in the ongoing electoral fraud orchestrated by ELECAM, the national police, and the CPDM. The second paragraph says, it has come to my attention that in addition to using Cameroonian citizens to organize electoral fraud from the voter registration phase, ELECAM, the General Delegation of National Security, and the CPDM are now using a foreign national resident in our country. The third paragraph says, the mechanism is as follows. The CPDM's a political elite identify the foreigners to whom the General Delegation of National Security issues fake national identity cards. ELECAM registered them on the electoral roll, and the CPDM's local elite keeps their electoral card until voting day to fraudulently get them to vote with the electoral card. This is the first accusation, the first point that I have to talk about it. Meaning, this is how the whole issue is happening. A CPDM political elite, those elites, CPDM militants in your locality, that they are the ones usually identify this foreigner in their locality, and then they issue their names, or they take this foreigner to the police, and the police now will issue a fake national identity card to this foreigner. And then after issuing it to this foreigner, this foreigner now will take this fake national identity card and register for electoral card through ELECAM. And then ELECAM now will issue them this electoral card and put their names there. And then they will come back. This electoral card will not be given to this foreigner, but the local elite, the CPDM's local elite now will be the one to take this voter card and keeps this voter card only to give to the foreigner on the day of voting. So I am saying that what this thing is very easy to identify. So on the day of voting, it is for us Cameroonians now to handle this whole issue. On the day of voting now, if you know any foreign national, maybe somebody from Nigeria, from Chad, from a Central African Republic, or from Gabon that is residing within your place, just be following up. That if you see this person on that day voting, call the attention of the population that this person is not a Cameroonian. Or if you identify anybody who is sitting to register for election who is not a Cameroonian, call the attention. Throughout all this period, we have not heard one. So I don't know, because Maurice Kamto went on in this letter and said there are people already in the field and they have identified some. So I don't know how this thing will come about so that we can truly know who is. Because in this letter, he mentioned all this issue there. So we are looking up. He went into another paragraph. He said Cameroonians are hard at work in various locality. This is where he's talking about Cameroonians are working on to identify all these people who are holding this to trap them down. So the best way to trap them down is when they are doing the registration, when they will be doing the voting. So we should be vigilant concerning this particular issue. He also said that this is the main reason why ELECAM refused to publish the list. He said it is easy to understand why the coalition of ELECAM, the High Court of Fundi, the Constitutional Council, the Court of Appeal of the Central Region, and the CPDM is doing everything in its power to prevent the application of Article 80 of the Electoral Code, which prescribes the publication of the National Electoral Roll no later than 30 December each year. So up to now, ELECAM have not published the list of those who have registered. And then we can say that maybe that is an evidence that Maurice Kamto is holding onto, but an evidence that truly somebody is holding a foreign national is holding a national identity card or a voter card. Maurice Kamto have not come out with. So for ELECAM to prove this wrong, the ELECAM need to publish the list of those who have registered for the upcoming presidential election and eligible to vote. He also invite the diplomats and consulate in Cameroon so that they should stop their citizens from registering on the electoral list of Cameroon. He also invites them to do this. He went to the last paragraph. You say a foreign resident who participate in this electoral fraud by the CPDM regime must be fully aware that they are exposing themselves to the rigors of the law and to the consequences of all kinds that such crime could entail. Cameroonians are very hospitable people, but they will certainly not appreciate it if Africans, whom they welcome in all fraternity, were to disturb the election, particularly in this year's 2025, when the future of their country is at stake. They intend to be the only ones to choose their leader in strict compliance with the laws of the Republic, in particular the Electoral Code. Signed in Yaoundé on 27 February 2025, Maurice Kamto, National President of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, a candidate of the MRC and the the APC, and in the forthcoming presidential election. All these two political parties, or the coalition of Maurice Kamto parties and APC, banned by Atangaji. So we don't know whether Maurice Kamto will truly stand for the presidential election, but this is something that he came up with. So we are talking about it, that the only thing we have to do as Cameroonians is to fight, struggle by all possible means to identify foreign nationals around your locality, and then follow them up to see if they are having national identity card or if they are having a electoral card to vote. And if they have it, report to the nearest police or report to any opposition parties leaders or any civil society leaders. Or on that day, if you see them voting, call the attention of the police or call the attention of other political parties and do your research. Do not just shout that this is a foreign national in which he or she is a Cameroonian. And at the end, you put yourself in trouble. But do not yield yourself to any tension that will lead you to prison, because Cameroon is under the leadership of the most wicked set of people on earth. So be careful when you are following any opposition parties in Cameroon, because they will allow you in the hands of the CPDM. and you and your family will suffer. So if you want to stand for something, know that you have evidence, you are set for those things before standing